Hello, everybody.
Daddy.
Welcome to the Sam and Ryan channel. My name is Sam.
My name is Ryan.
And this is the Intelligent Drinking Game. Yay. It is award show season. The Oscars were just on Sunday, so we thought it'd be a great topic for this episode of the Intelligent Drinking Game.
Yes.
If you are new here, here's how this works. First, we pick a topic.
Award shows.
Then we ask a question.
Why James Corden ever?
Then we take the shot.
Jose Cuervo.
As
we'll be drinking
always.
Jose Cuervo. Jose, you know what, Jose? I'm done with you. This episode is not brought to you by Jose Cuervo. It's brought to you by Tiny Limes. Sam was in charge of getting the limes today, and look what she found. She found these tiny limes. I've never seen a lime so small. Have you? Have you?
No.
I have not.
They're
I've
very
never
small.
seen. I can't wait to taste them. Do you think they'll be different? What secrets
I'm
lie
scared
within?
that they're going to be really bitter.
Oh, they're little tiny.
Little tiny limes. Then we answer the question. The more shots we have, the more honest we will be, and hopefully the more entertaining we will be for you. So let's jump right into it. Award shows, baby.
Yas.
Also, why James Corden for everything? You know what I mean? But we could do a whole other episode on James Corden if we want to.
I want to.
Comment down below if you guys want to see us do an intelligent drinking game specifically.
Or a commentary.
Or just a commentary video about James Corden. Let us know in the comments. Oh, the baby limes.
A tiny lime for you, madame.
Thank you, sir.
What's that first question, baby?
First question. What is your favorite award show? They do taste different. Ugh. Sorry. Woo.
That being said, I don't have any limes in my teeth. This was like a little crunch and the juices happened and it was over.
Yeah, I don't have any limes in my teeth either.
Maybe I like tiny limes.
It's like the perfect amount too. It goes.
All right, tiny limes.
Tiny limes.
Send us money.
Tiny limes. My favorite award show is the Tonys. It's my favorite to watch. One, I just love the Broadway community, and two, because of the performances. It is hands down the most entertaining award show because they have Broadway performers there ready to go. It's not like the Oscars where they try and fill the time with these awkward little comedic bits that sometimes don't pay off and other times just make it more awkward.
Not even Tina Fey and Amy Poehler can make those interstitial Oscar moments funny, and those ladies can make anything funny. That's just how bad the Oscars is. That's no commentary on Tina and Amy, who we love.
We love. So the Tonys, just hands down the most entertaining, and the room I think I would feel the safest in. I love them. The
Tonys are mine too. I mean, I like the Grammys for that exact reason. The performances are really dope.
Great.
I mean, two that just immediately come to mind, Kendrick Lamar's, I think it was 2015, 2016, it was legendary. Billie Eilish's performance with Phineas for the, in memorial, whatever that was last year.
That was at the Oscars.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, right.
That wasn't at the Grammys.
Oh.
Yesterday?
Okay, well, I liked that too. My point is, there are performances in other award shows, and that's lit, and I like that. I find those very entertaining. And obviously this happens in the Broadway community too, absolutely. But it just feels to me that the Emmys, but especially the Oscars and the Grammys, are just filled with such egos. It's just 3 hours for me to watch famous people sniff their own farts. I'm just kind of I believe artists of any caliber and any stripe deserve to be recognized for their hard work.
Yeah.
But there's it's just sort of the ego and the oh, look at me, look how elegant I am, look how great I am. It feels completely separate from the art that's being made. And the Tonys, even though I know that does go on because I've met some of those people, it doesn't happen as much. I feel like theater and Broadway, there's a long history of the work is what's important.
Yes.
It's not so much about me.
The glamour and all eyes on me.
Yeah.
I see that.
I taught a class with Kyle Dean Massey, who might have the record for the longest performing Fiero. He's been in it so many times. And I was watching him teach, and he said to a student, it's never about you. If you want to be really good at this, it's never about you. That is the mentality of so much of theater, and I feel like that's showcased at the Tonys. This is about bringing a very inaccessible thing into your home so you can see it. This is about showing you some really good performances from some people who have worked really hard, who deserve to have their work showcased. And it also feels like the speeches are humble and
beautiful.
You know, it feels very congratulatory and that everyone's sort of on the same page. And the Oscars and the Grammys and the Emmys, they all give me such a headache because it's just like, yes, I deserved this. Aren't I fantastic? I'm Kate Blanchett. And I'm just kind of like, okay, good for you, but...
I see what you're saying. I don't know if I fully feel that way, but to your point about the Grammys, like, that's a great example of an award show that, like, has a lot of great performances, but I watch them all on YouTube the next day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't sit down and watch the Grammys. I sit down and watch the Tonys when they're happening. That was just a point I wanted to make.
And you made it.
Thanks.
And I'm so happy that you did.
Thanks.
Any points you make, I'm happy that you made them. And I love you so much. And never edit yourself. Always make the points you want to make.
Thank you.
I love you too.
I love you. Question number 2. What award do you want the most? Cheers.
Tiny limes have seeds in them. That is one...
downfall.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's so tricky
want
because
so many.
No, exactly. Like, so many things just happened in my brain. I'm caught between a rock and a hard place because I think these award shows are so stupid. I really hate them for the most part. But I want all of the awards. Like, I want an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. I want a Barbra Streisand This Life and get all 4. The first award that I ever set my eyes on where I was like, I will get one of these was a Tony.
Yeah, you are so gonna get a Tony. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I mean, I've never qualified for one yet, but anything can happen.
For me, growing up, I never knew what I wanted it for, but for me, it's an Oscar because I grew up watching the Oscars.
Right, they're so glamorized.
They're glamorized, but also like just there's such a long history with the Oscars. Like they're just an iconic award, and like I don't think the Oscar award itself has lost any sort of significance, especially not to me. I would say. So yeah, I want an Oscar, and growing up I was like, what do you want one for? Like, where's this gonna go? But I really want one for directing. That's just like on my little bucket list. There's a lot right now standing between me and an Oscar for Best Director.
Right, and most of it has nothing to do with what you'd actually get nominated for. Like, the biggest thing that stands in your way between winning an Oscar is not like, oh, I need to shoot something and get it nominated. That's just step 1.
Yeah, it's like...
you have to campaign for it.
Yeah, and I would be so good at doing so.
But doesn't that bother you?
I think that's the same,
But the reward is not presented on the premise of your talent. That's the nomination. The award is presented on a premise of who you sucked up to and whose you shoved your nose up.
Ruin my dreams.
I'm not ruining your dreams. I'm just introducing a little bit of reality because I thought that's what we're doing here.
I totally understand that there's campaigning involved after you get a nomination, but I don't...
for, like, you can and probably should campaign for a Tony, but you don't have to. There's not
I feel like that exists in every award show.
It exists. They say, oh, you want it? How bad? Congratulations on your nomination. Now are you going to go to all the parties and suck up to all the rich people? That's not fair to me. Give me an award based on my art.
With all that being said, I still want an Oscar. And I don't think that campaigning for an Oscar takes away any of the value of actually winning one or even being nominated for one. So because I will likely campaign for my Oscar, I will probably win one and you won't. So, question number 3. I forgot it already. I need to look at my notes.
There's always an inflection point in the video where we get noticeably drunk, and I think it just happened.
I think this is it. Okay, why is fashion such a huge part of award show season?
You want to say it together on 3?
1, 2, 3. Sexism! Because if women couldn't be nominated for their talent alone, they need to parade down a red carpet to be judged by everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. And also, who really wins at the Oscars?
Reporters?
No.
Producers?
No. Can I just say it?
Yeah.
Advertisers.
Oh.
Think of the Oscars like the Super Bowl. Those ad spots are a big deal.
Yeah.
And if I am a high-end Parisian fashion designer, one of my best ad spots is Scarlett Johansson's body.
Yes. Why were we both thinking about Scarlett Johansson?
I don't know, because we watched Endgame yesterday and
yeah,
she just died. Oh.
I mean, everybody knows at this point.
All right.
Like, honestly, if you don't by now, you're lost.
Well, I didn't know until yesterday, so you just shaded me 2 days ago.
No.
How dare.
It's a great advertising spot, and I think that's why the fashion is so emphasized.
But I think these two things play together because,
yes.
like, we'll use the women. We'll use the women to get, who are you wearing? Like, that question isn't just all of these reporters collectively decided this was important. Their bosses told them they have to ask because the women's bodies are billboards.
Yeah. So going off of that, I will acknowledge that in the last 4 years, we've seen a shift at award shows where celebrities have felt more comfortable calling out E-News reporters when they've said, like, who are you wearing? Like, there's a really popular video. I think it's either Jennifer Lawrence or Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett does it all the time.
Scarlett does it all the time. She's always like, do you ask all the men that question?
Yeah.
I am a fan of fashion, and I'm a fan of people getting all glitz and glammed up if they want to. And I do think a lot of people want to, and so I think that's why a lot of people do. But what I don't love is the expectation.
Right.
On women especially,
yes.
to look perfect on these nights.
To look perfect always.
Well, to look perfect always, but this is an intelligent drinking game about sexism.
No, I know, but we should. That's great.
We should.
In the movie,
yeah.
In promoting the movie, in walking the red carpet, it's like the expectation. It's just it's mind-boggling. And it's useless. What do any of us really gain from that?
I don't know that fashion is ever going to be like removed from award show season because it's like that's what the red carpet is for. And I definitely think a large part of that is advertising, but it's really fun.
Right. So why do we even have the red carpet is my question. If I'm a professional figure skater, do I have to put on a $17,000 gown and parade down a red carpet while people goggle at me and ask questions before I potentially win my gold medal?
I think it's an accessibility thing because I think a lot of people who are fans of these actors and actresses and directors, etc., who are excited to see if they win for the night, like, want more content of them. Like, I want to see Scarlett Johansson on the red carpet. Like, I want to see interviews with Chris Evans at the Oscars. And so I think there is a demand for it, and that's why it exists. But I totally know, like, that there are a lot of aspects of it that seem really, like, silly, which is why we see actors and actresses and directors on the red carpet using that as a platform to talk about climate change, to talk about the Me Too movement, to talk about racial injustice in the industry.
Well, I think about that Denzel moment on the red carpet. I forget, was it at the Oscars, where he literally said to a reporter, like, your job is to tell the truth.
Yes.
Especially because it was in the Trump era. He was like, especially right now, like, are you going to do, like, that? I thought that was pretty lit.
So it's one of those things where I think people are starting to realize, like, either I love this fashion thing, or if I don't, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to add a pin onto my dress that people are going to ask me about, that lets me talk about something that I want to bring awareness to. And I think that's a pretty, like, positive side of the red carpet culture.
To your point about supply and demand, like, have you ever been on a red carpet?
I've been on a very small step and repeat before.
So the reporters are insatiable. And so, okay, there's a demand for it, great. How can we responsibly supply what people are looking for without accosting actors, and I think specifically actresses?
Yeah.
Without making this such a political and business-oriented venture and thinking about the audience first. That this is a service to the viewers rather than a service to the advertisers, to the buyers, or to the producers, and to create more of a safe space on the red carpet for everyone involved. Because, I mean, those reporters are basically just glamorized paparazzi, and they're really, really mean. We're human beings. Like our fight and flight impulse, we don't know that it's a red carpet or that we're being chased down by the lion. It's the same thing. Like that is psychologically damaging to these people. And I don't care that you have $1 billion and you've been in all the big movies and you're gorgeous. You're still a human.
Yeah.
And you deserve to be treated as such. And frankly, if the demand is human moments and more content with these people, why don't we set them up for success instead of treating them like objects, whether it's how we dress them or how we talk to them as they walk down the carpet.
Yeah, T, dude. T. Sorry, I know you don't like when I call you
Thanks,
dude.
Hams.
Question number 4. What is the purpose of award shows? Something that we've been talking about throughout all these questions, but cheers.
I really liked Tiny Limes.
I don't anymore.
I don't anymore.
I don't either.
What do you have to say about this, Samantha?
I think the purpose of award shows is numerous things. I definitely think we've hit on a few of those points already. I think its purpose at its core is to recognize individuals who whether that's the Academy or the Grammy buddies or the Tony friends, want to acknowledge their talents with.
Grammy buddies.
So I think it's advertising, accessibility, and achievements. I mean, what do you even have to say?
What I have to say is the following. You said the purpose is to recognize these people. Yeah. I think that's the intent. I think at its inception, the intent of the Oscars was to recognize actors, producers, directors, filmmakers, costumers, makeup
artists,
tech, all everyone. That, right? That intent, I think, is noble. I think the purpose of the Oscars is to make a bunch of money for people behind the scenes. Your viewership of the Oscars is a service to the advertisers. It's nothing else. I don't know. It bugs me. I know that as these videos tend to go on, you tend to be the optimist and I tend to be the cynic. Once you peek behind the curtain a little bit, you can't stop seeing the wizard as just a tiny cowering man and, a
sentimental man
who always longed to be a father. That's why he'll do the best he can to treat each citizen of Oz as son and daughter.
Next question.
And Alpha I'd love to raise you high. 'Cause everyone deserves.
Last question.
Question last. Final question.
Final question. Final boss. What do you think the future of award shows looks like?
Future. In this question, I think there are many questions.
Yeah.
Like, who carries award shows? Network television. What's the future of network television? I mean, everything is moving to streaming now. Everything's
moving to streaming. What role is social media going to have to play in the future of award shows? Hopefully none, but
I also just think, like, the average viewer, and we've seen it this year, like, viewership on these award shows is way down. Yeah.
I don't remember the last award show that I watched. I saw
the Oscars.
Yeah.
2020 I watched.
Oh, wow.
That's the last award show I watched.
I watched the Oscars. Because I
went to a party.
Yeah.
We used to be able to do that.
True.
Before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Do you want to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I watched the Oscars this year, but just a little bit of it. And with the Grammys, again, I watched the performances from the Grammys on a social media platform, on YouTube. So it's like, what role is social media going to have to play with award shows? I don't know.
I wonder if the decline of viewership is because people, and for better or for worse, I agree with some aspects of this and disagree with others, but I think people are kind of sick of being preached to by celebrities about how we all need to get our shit together and take care of the planet and worry about politics, when it's like, I love him, but you are impossibly naive, Leonardo DiCaprio, to think that you have any sense of what the typical person is going through as an effect of climate change. It's entertainment. People are viewing it to see, to your point, accessibility to the artist.
Yeah.
Give artists platforms if they are also activists, but I don't know. I don't think the Oscars are that platform. This is a time I tune into those speeches to hear them say I had a point where I should have given up and I didn't, and I'm so glad that I didn't, and now I'm winning an Oscar, because I want to hear that as an entertainer.
And as much as I love people using a platform that they are given to talk about important things, I think a reason in the decline of viewership is because a lot of award shows have become heavily politicized in the past 4 years, because people have felt like they needed to speak out about certain issues publicly on the red carpet of the Oscars. I think award shows are a time to talk about supporting the arts and like bring in like how people can support the arts, especially like during this past year of a pandemic when a lot of these industries have been shut down. I think that's why a lot of people have tuned out, is because there's been a plethora of political issues thrust upon these award shows and a lot of pressure for these actors and people to talk about these political issues during award shows. And so it's no longer escapism.
Yes. I try to see things objectively from all sides. God knows I'm not perfect at it. But let's be honest, it's not like the Oscars gives you a holistic view of American politics. No. Like, it is just extremely liberal artists preaching their liberal agenda at you. And while I am very comfortable with hearing about the liberal agenda because I agree with it, there are a lot of people in this country who don't, and it makes them feel alienated from the arts, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Conservatives should be welcomed into the arts. Maybe it would fix them. But instead, they're constantly alienated because they tune in and they just want to hear what Leonardo DiCaprio has to say about the fact that he finally won an Oscar, and he's preaching to them about something that they don't believe in because all they do is watch Fox News. I'm not saying this is like a simple fix. It's quite complicated, but like, these people have an incredible amount of power, and I think that they deserve to wield it. When and where, I think, is a factor that should be considered. Bye. Thank you so much for watching, Daddy. We hope you enjoyed this video.
As always, be sure to like and subscribe and comment any further topics that you guys want us to discuss here on the Intelligent Drinking Game.
IDG.
IDG.
Thank you for being here. We love you, Daddy, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
YouTube.
YouTube. Oh.